This is CGTN, China Global Television Network.
A pastoral life at the foot of the Tian Shan Mountains. Home to some 300 Kazakh families, Chungkushitai village in Xinjiang is known for its idyllic beauty. 86-year-old Abaiju Mobai has been roaming the grasslands for as long as he could remember.
Biz burun adam az yaşırdı. Mekendegen azgana şarı başlıkkan ösübön yaşırdı cam bakkan. Alende adam göbeygen sayın, mal göbeygen sayın. Mına yerimizden akıvalı mına burun sanağdan beri qaray jayda oturatın hazır.
But at a time of rapid urbanization in China, ancient villages like Chungkushitai are facing the inevitable. In 2011, it was listed as a state historical and cultural village. The local government has since worked to make it attractive to visitors, and that meant the ancient village had to open itself up to change. Welcome to this edition of Simon Asia. I'm Han Bin. Change is taking place all over China as urbanization continues to gather pace. But perhaps nowhere in the country is the process more complicated than in Xinjiang. The autonomous region in China's northwestern frontier now finds itself undergoing drastic change and development, affecting people's lifestyle and long-held traditions. Once a quiet village, Chungkushitai has been developed into a tourist destination. Roads linking to even the most remote houses have been built. The growing number of visitors has forced lifestyle changes among residents. Xinjiang's unique natural scenery is a tremendous draw for tourists. Local government hopes the industry can boost the economy, but many herdsmen worry about the effect on their tranquil lifestyle. Villagers like Abai feel their centuries-old way of life is disappearing.
Осы akval keyinde yok bak batamadı korkam var bulama yok bulama ol. İtkön mal bağatın yerimiz tarılıp barajatır. Mal bağıga yer yok hazır endi. Kanday jam bağamız deyimiz koy endi mına. Mına turmuş bolama bolmayım endi.
Erhiabahia is Abai's grandson, one of 8 children from the village who've been admitted to university. He wants Chungkushitai to open up more. Erhia still helps the family in raising their animals, but he believes the nomadic life won't get him rich, and tourism can.
都在忙着开那个旅游农家乐嘛，我也想着，在家闲着也是闲着，我也想赚点钱，减轻我的生活费。 减轻我的学费，也不想为难家里人。
The Kazakhs are known for living on horseback. That tradition is gradually fading as more young people leave the village for big cities. Finding forage is increasingly difficult as herders have to travel further. The government has also issued new regulations to restrict herding in order to protect the environment. In another village called Daryabui, a community of ethnic Uyghurs, old ways of living are fading. Villagers have survived in this village deep in the Taklamakan desert for 400 years. It's cut off from much of the outside world and does not have the conveniences of modern life. 45-year-old Zubidan Hansubi has been living in this wooden house since she got married at 15. She has witnessed the changes that took place in the village through the years. Ali Abdullah is her youngest son. He goes to middle school in the Yutian County seat, some 250 kilometers away. One question is always on Ali's mind. When can he move out of the desert?
ата-анамны яхшы еңбек эпемди. Андан şu ата-анам разы кылыш.
Onundan sırıt yok, yanıt yok.
The drying up of the Carrier River and the encroaching sands have pushed 50 families to move to the government-built resettlement houses on the outskirts of Yutian County. Another 100 low-income families are expected to join them by 2018. Among them are Abdullah Chasimu and his family. Daryabui has only trees, sand, and livestock. Farming is not an option. And building roads needs money and time. It seems relocation is the easiest way to improve villagers' lives. Xinjiang aims to help its remaining 2 million poor residents out of poverty. And this is mainly by removing them from scattered poor villages to more prosperous areas and upgrading the old places. And this very isolated place is changing. The herder's way of life will soon end. But Abdullah's wife, Zibidan Han, wants to stay in Daryabui.
And bosun leyna kuma rahat kire bile pasak abdan leyna and koy çıktı mı da rahat ke cihan bilen bir ötüz yapan gay dimizi japua gayımızı rahatla cümle cihan iş okşaşmasın beş koltan olmayan.
Abdullah is resigned to the inevitable. He knows his children will not stay here. But he hopes that when his life ends, his final resting place will be among the poplars in Daryabui. Coming up, we take a look at other changes taking place in Xinjiang, from traditional houses in Kashgar's old city to the forests where eagle meets man.
Culture Express. See the world in color.
Meet China's decision makers and thought leaders. See them in action, hear their views, debate their policies. Meet China's leaders with me. I'm Robert Lawrence Kuhn.
The city of Kashgar was a key hub along the ancient Silk Road linking China's Yellow River Valley to India and Mediterranean. It is known for its Uyghur-style houses, but many of them are crumbling. And amid the urban renewal and the efforts to upgrade the living standards, there are concerns that the ancient architectural style would soon die. Some things haven't changed in Kashgar's old city. The majority of the houses have been renovated, but here in the Gaotai ancient residential area, the Uyghur style still dominates. 26-year-old Rustan Abdueni lives here with his parents. His home is one of the nearly 500 households that have withstood the changing times so far.
Bizning mishani bir chiral qilib yasab bersa hamda mishadan chiqib ketmasak hamda shu bizning tug'ilib o'sgan ko'ni zamin hamda misham asaratdagi rayon ma u.
This small section of the old city is preserved as a showcase of Kashgar's past, but the houses are dilapidated. We've been told the old sections of Kashgar are the best example of the traditional Islamic city to be found anywhere in Central Asia. To walk through the narrow alleys of the old city is to walk through living history. And in these tiny lanes, you're walking straight into people's lives. But Kashgar is changing. 46-year-old Askar Molahan is a senior architect who is passionate about the old city and its traditional architecture.
一般这个维吾尔族的建筑呢，它是对外封闭，对内开放的这种，以这个院落式或者庭院式为主的这样的一个建筑布局。一般的这些传统的民族建筑呢，传统的民族建筑，它的对外很朴素、很简洁、很大方的这样的一些，基本上对外呢很少开一些窗户，如果要开窗户呢，开一些小的高色窗。 也就是一般考虑它的室内的一些私密性。
Renovation here began in 2009. The government aims to make old houses more durable and promises better living conditions. But where has the traditional architecture and its wisdom gone? Askar says that, like many cities, Kashgar has in some ways lost its old character to progress.
随着这个城市化的速度加快呢，各个地区呢已经破坏了好多这些传统的村落、传统的街区，这个破坏太严重了。我呢也希望，我在这个新疆的各地，我做了一些项目或者这些实践调研当中呢，也发现了好多优秀的一些街区和村落。我也希望呢，尽力把更多的一些优秀的一些传统村落街道呢，很好的保护下来。
Askar has taken part in renovation efforts. He thinks it's his best chance to keep the best of the old city. And he wants it to become a bastion of Uyghur culture. Rustan wants to stay in the old houses, but he doesn't know how long they can stand. That uncertainty grips the survival not only of old houses, but also long-held traditions in Xinjiang, like eagle hunting. Deep in the valley of the western Tian Shan Mountains live the last of China's Kyrgyz eagle hunters. They still lead a nomadic life. 65-year-old Kurmas Kudman is among the top 20 masters in Akchi County. He receives a subsidy for keeping the tradition alive. For the Kyrgyz, the golden eagle is a symbol of freedom.
Ата-бабыбызды бүркіт салғандығын көріп, ошондон кысыгып, анан мен дагы ушу бүркіт салышка кысыгып калдым. Окшойт, буну тарбиялашы кудум ушу кичик балдарды тарбиялагандай, көңүн оорутпай, өтө сылык, сыпайылык менен мамиле кылсак, анан бизге орун берип, бизге көнүшөт.
Akchi's mountains are the golden eagle's fortress, but getting to their nests is a challenge. Most young eagles are taken when their parents are away. Their relationship with humans begins the moment they are captured. The Akchi government is using this tradition to attract tourists. But the number of hunters is dwindling, and many of them are aging. Like other hunters, Kurmax fears the tradition would die, as young people are going to big cities or simply have no time. Akchi is known as the county of eagles in Xinjiang. The traditional hunting method is a prominent part of the Kyrgyz culture in the autonomous region. Urbanization is making the masters feel the urgency to pass their skills on to the next generation. Kurmax hopes to teach his skills to his 17-year-old grandson. Today, Kudbat Mukashi is following his grandfather to experience the life of old hunters. It's like a journey into the past. The birds are not used to the noise of civilization. Kurmax hopes his experience would give his grandson the sense of pride to become an eagle master, although he knows the boy may have different thoughts. In half a year, his eagle Arkbukut will be released to find a mate and his destiny.
Рахмат айтам да. Анткени 4 жыл көтөрдүм. Жана 1 жыл көтөрсөм 5 жыл болот. 5 жылда сен мага ошо көңүлүмдекидей кел десем келип, чырган алып, коён алып.
Kudbek says he's proud of his grandfather, but that he can't follow him all the way.
很多人都是这么想的，随着这个想法，这些习俗什么文化都已经到了遗失的边缘。我不希望它遗失，但我知道它总有一天会遗失的。世界在发展。
As urbanization takes over, the eagles and the hunting tradition may fly away forever. But other traditions in Xinjiang are finding a way to survive in modern times. Up next, we explore how raising horses in Xinjiang has transformed to serve the booming industries of entertainment and sport, and get to know a young fashion designer who's keeping the art of weaving Xinjiang's traditional silk alive.
From emerging powers to expanding partnerships, from fighting poverty to combating climate change, booming economies, war-ravaged nations, and everything in between. We capture the changes affecting the most dynamic and diverse continent on the planet, taking you beyond the headlines to the people and their stories. Asia Today, delivering Asia to the world. Culture Express. See the world in color.
There are some 9 million horses in China, and most are for transportation. But nowadays, a growing number of them are being used for sports and entertainment. As industry develops and equestrian clubs increase all across the country, Xinjiang wants to take the lead in raising horses. Erhanat Imanjiang learned to ride horses before he could even walk. Kazakhs like to say their children are born on horseback. He lives in Jiangsu County, which has the best grassland in Xinjiang, a place famous for raising horses. The Kazakh people have lived here with their livestock for centuries.
Bunun sebebi Kazak ecelden köçmende kalk. Köbünесе tağdı jaylap, oydu kыстап жүретін халық. Bunun bir жағынан өзінің тұрмысына пайдалы. Екінші жағынан алып қарағанда өзінің денсаулығына пайдалы. Мәселен, жайлауға көшіп шығамыз мынау сияқты.
Erhana's father is 80 years old, and his love of riding is as strong as ever. The modern world still has a place for this tradition. But many young people like Erhanat have exchanged their life in the saddle for a career in business, the business of horses. Erhanat is now a horse trainer working for a local company. He spends most of his time with a horse called Dragon King from Australia. Most of the horses are imported, the so-called blood-sweating breed. Some have won international racing awards.
纯血马高大，长得特匀称。我第一次见是5年前，就我们那个镇有人从那个北京引了个总公马，然后第一次见吓傻了，感觉就跟神话里的那些马。当时哎呀，我在想，我哪时候能养这种马呢？
Jiangsu has built the largest and most modern racetracks in Xinjiang. It has organized several key racing events. The goal is to build a strong horse base in Central Asia. Although it has sports lotteries, betting is illegal on the Chinese mainland. But private developers hope that would change someday and are pressing ahead with ambitious schemes. If that happens, Jiangsu is ready.
我不像我的父辈那样一辈子在草原，然后我想是我在惠海学了不少东西，以后我想到更大的俱乐部去发展实力吧。
Like Erhanat, other young people in Xinjiang wish to take paths that are different from their elders. They are part of a generation at the forefront of changes in Xinjiang. It's the generation of the young Uyghur fashion designer Alim Adil. Alim is carrying the legacy of a tradition that dates back over a millennium, weaving a kind of silk that Xinjiang has been known for, called Atlas. With the changes sweeping Xinjiang, weaving Atlas silk is in danger of becoming a lost art. But Alim is making sure that won't happen by incorporating it into his designs.
爱莱斯其实可以说是这个民族的一个活化石，是这个民族的一个面料地图。时代给他们所塑造出来的一些意识，它会潜意识的会植入到这个面料当中。纯手工代表的应该是我们老祖宗的一个东西，很多步骤，它精髓的步骤是无法通过机器来去实现的。它的整个图案的成型，怎么样去在这个经线上把这个图案通过扎金的方法，就是固定这个位置，这一块是所有的东西都在这些手工艺人的脑子里边。
Alim's first memory of Atlas was seeing his mother wearing it during festive occasions. He began studying the art in 2011 and has since used it in his products. Alim is working with veteran artists to learn traditional techniques, which he blends with innovation and development.
所以看到很多特别棒的爱莱斯，它会激起我的一种热情。我看到这个面料的时候，我就会有一种设计的欲望，说我希望把这款面料设计一款非常时髦的一个服装。我觉得这些东西是时间带给我们的东西。时间它的迷人之处是什么呀？ 就是因为这个时间沉淀在这个东西上所映射出来的这个东西是无法去用语言去表达出来的。我不希望大家去遗忘掉它，我希望能够爱德莱斯能够走进到大家的生活。
Alim's goal is for Atlas Silk to go beyond Xinjiang's borders.
我觉得爱德莱斯其实并不是属于某一个人、某一个地区或者是某一个民族，我觉得它是全人类的一个礼物，所以我觉得我们所有人都应该可以去分享它，而且它不应该就是埋藏在这个地方。它已经成为了我生活中的一部分，我希望能够引起越来越多的人对它的尊重，我以现代的模式去赋予爱德莱斯一个新的生命力。
Back at Chungkushitai village, Bahia dreams of one day moving to the city where he can enjoy modern life.
不愿意，因为我要实现我自己的梦想呀，我也想改变我的生活方式，不能一辈子过那种放牧的生活。我有我的梦想，我爷爷有爷爷的梦想，我很想去城市观赏，能让自己的脑子比较灵活一点。
But his grandfather, Abai, won't exchange village life for modern conveniences. He feels as though he's sitting at the edge of the ancient world in an increasingly urban Xinjiang. He says he's really comfortable in the old village, and he intends to savor it as long as it lasts.
As in any place in the world, the price of development can be steep. And in the case of Xinjiang, at stake are the traditions and the way of life people have been preserving for generations. Although young and old people may have different views about the changes sweeping their region, they share a common love for home and a desire to make it better. You can learn more about this and all our stories on our website www.assignment-asia.com. That's all the time we have for this week. I'm Han Bin. Thanks for watching and join us again on Assignment Asia.